I told you a month ago, the Dallas Cowboys will be like Kentucky basketball freshmen. They will be one and done. And I told you who was going to do this. Now I know what you tried to do last week, Joey. Joey, you can back me up on this, Joey. Once Odell Beckham went down there, I pulled my pick. You were trying to jinx Aaron Rodgers because I saw your timeline tweeting yesterday, and you was talking about how bad Aaron Rodgers was looking. But notice when he caught fire, you ain't say nothing after that.
How closely do you follow
Don't worry about all that, Skip,
you
man.
didn't follow
Don't
me at all.
worry about it, Skip. Don't worry
He
about
has
it.
alerts set on his phone every time you tweet.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that how
and
you
I
operate?
saw what you were doing.
Oh.
He had picked the Packers, but he was cheering the imperfections that Aaron Rodgers had shown
But he
early.
said he wanted the Giants to win. He said he wanted the third game with the
I
Giants.
wanted revenge.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
He said it a bunch of times.
I know what he said, but I know what the meaning is behind that.
Skip doesn't change his picks unless something
because
happens.
Skip Bayless knows that the Giants are scoring challenged. Now we get an
I also
opportunity.
know my Cowboys had been scoring challenged against that Giants defense, but go ahead.
This is what we know. We're finally getting an opportunity to see the historically great Aaron Rodgers the way he's been the most part of his career the last 7 games. They've missed. Now, I don't know. Jordy Nelson took a vicious shot to the ribs. I don't know if he's going to play this week, and if he does play, how effective he will be. But Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb, Allison, Jared Cook is more than enough. And you taught Rod Marinelli, he's a great motivator. We're going to get an opportunity to see just how great your defense is. Because you know what? I just saw what Aaron Rodgers did in sub-zero temperature. Imagine what he's going to do in the nice curtain field stadium called Jerry's World. 72 degrees, no slipping, no sliding, just him and that Cowboys defense. And boy, it's going to be like Thanksgiving. They're going to get carved up. You know it, and I know it. But here's the thing, Dom Capers. You got to make a deal with the devil. You got to sell your soul to the devil. And the devil is Ezekiel Elliott. Sell your soul. Stop him. And if Dak Prescott throws the football for 325, 340 yards, 3 touchdowns, and they beat you, you walk over to the middle of the field, you shake the young man's hand, say, son, you're a hell of a player. And it's on to next year. But you do not.
Was that a prediction?
You do
Is that what
not,
I'm going to get to see?
You do not let Ezekiel Elliott run the football because their best offense is keeping their best offense and defense is to keep the ball out of that historically great and transcendent great number 12 that plays for the Green Bay Packers. I love what I saw yesterday. Christian Michael came in, gave him a nice little burst. Ty Montgomery, now he did
Player
go
the
to
Dallas cut last year, but go ahead.
That's okay. Hey, Seattle cut him. And you guess what? The Cleveland Browns cut Taylor Gabriel. I bet they wish they had him back. But that's neither here nor there. They
Seattle
got
cut
Zeke.
him twice, actually, but go ahead.
They got Zeke. And, hey, there's no shame in not being on the roster with a roster that has Ezekiel Elliott because you're not going to get very many touches anyway. But that's neither here nor there. But they still got that historically great quarterback, number 12. And like I said before, Kentucky freshman, Dallas Cowboys are about to be one and done.
3 and done. You know, I'm really sweating over here after all you said. You've just scared me to death because your predictions have been so accurate all year, and you are a Hall of Famer. So, boy, you boxed me into a corner. And yet, you know, I'm going to have so much fun this week hearing all the Hall of Famers on this show tell me what Aaron Rodgers is going to do.
How many cases of do we have on this game?
Like infinity, okay? Infinity.
That's what I want.
Here's the point. If the odds makers had made Green Bay I don't know, 3 or 4 point favorite, I'd sit over here and I would be sweating. I'd be a little worried. But no, Dallas opened, believe it or not, against the greatest quarterback ever, the hottest quarterback ever, the transcendent, special Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how this happened, but Dallas is a 4-point favorite over that guy with a rookie quarterback. Who knew? How could that happen? Yet you're making the case that Aaron Rodgers is going to win by what? I know it's just Monday, but what, by 3 or 4 touchdowns? That's the case you just made.
More than a touchdown.
More than a touchdown?
Yes.
Well, have some guts. Have the courage of your convictions.
Hold on. Wait a
I
minute.
want to hear it.
Hold on.
I want you to set the tone on Monday the way Odell did not set the tone last Monday.
You just said the Cowboys are favored by 4.
Yeah.
That means the Packers are getting 4 points.
Yeah.
The Packers are going to win. Forget the 4 points they're getting. They're going to win by at least 7 points.
At least 7? That's all you got?
Skip,
After all that case you just made?
I don't.
Slice, dice, shred, what? I don't know. What else,
Ginsu.
right? Ginsu knife, right? Okay, well, come on. Get out there. Because that should be by 3 touchdowns. Have you seen this guy roll to his left and throw back to his right?
You saw it.
Pat, 1001,
saw
1002,
it.
1003, 4 touchdown passes, right?
Yep.
Woo!
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
Well, tell me about it. Tell me 3 touchdowns. Go ahead.
I told you a month ago they were going to be one and done.
Oh.
I told you who was going to do the damage. But now, all of a sudden, that's not good enough. Skip,
Thought a month ago you were telling me Seattle was going to do the damage, but that's okay.
No. Unfortunately, you guys are not going to get a chance to see Seattle unless you visit in the offseason. Or because you don't want Zeke to go back to Seattle anyway. But Skip, here's what you're trying to do. I don't want to see you. Skip, I love you. I don't want to see you hurt because when you hurt, I hurt. And I know this is going to hurt you to your very soul, the very fabric. And then you're going to be going in your room and clothes, and then Ernestine's going to be calling up here and say, you're going to be saying, I'm worried about Skip. I'm like, don't worry about it. Leave him in there. If he don't want to come out that room, leave him in there.
So I won't report to work next Monday? Is that what you're saying? That's your prediction?
No, all you're going to do, you won't even speak to Ernestine.
Yeah.
You're going to look at Hazel. Don't look at me, Hazel. The little puppy going to be getting
Hazel might
neglected.
be in for a long night. That is
She's
true.
going to get neglected. You know what's going to happen, Mr. Bayless.
I don't know, because all I know for sure is that Green Bay cannot be that much better than it was on October 16th when it was 3-1. And this is all I heard for 5 straight days, with the #1 defense against the run in the National Football League. Remember that?
Yep.
Remember when?
Yep.
And all my man Ezekiel Elliott did that Sunday at Lambeau Field, this wasn't at Jerry World, this was at Lambeau Field, was run for 157 yards on 28 soirees through that Packers #1 defense. And my man Dak Prescott, that rookie quarterback who's going to be one and done like a Kentucky freshman, that day he threw for a mere 247 yards and 3 touchdowns. Wow, 3 touchdowns? And I don't know how he pulled this off, but he had a QBR that day of 70 to Aaron Rodgers' 35 against Rod Marinelli's defense. Who knew he doubled him in QBR? Wait, the transcendent, soon-to-be MVP Aaron Rodgers, although you have Matt Ryan. I don't know how after all that glorification you just did of Aaron Rodgers.
The Packers, 4 turnovers that day. Rodgers fumbled 1, going in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
He got a strip sack.
Yeah.
He threw an interception, and the receivers had the ball taken away from them. So
Yeah.
if you're going to tell me the Cowboys are going to get 4 more turnovers and Aaron Rodgers is going to play like he did that day, I'm going to say, you know what, Skip, we got no chance. But you and I both know, normally when you beat Aaron Rodgers in the regular season and he has to see you again, you got to pay.